Sutherland. According to the criminal complaint, Justin Sutherland and his girlfriend were engaged in a heated argument Friday night, during which the complaint says Sutherland placed his hands around her neck and said, quote, "I could kill you." The complaint says Sutherland also pointed a gun at his girlfriend and used it to hit her in the chest. She called her sister for help, and during their conversation, the complaint says Sutherland grabbed the phone and smashed it. That's when the sister called 911 for help.
I noticed right away that this case, there were a lot of risk factors for domestic violence homicide.
Maggie Royer and her colleagues at Violence Free Minnesota track domestic homicide cases in Minnesota. She says there are 5 risk factors they look for.
But she at least met 4 of the 5 risk factors. Strangulation, if the victim had attempted to leave, if the abuser had access to firearms, if there's a history of violence in the relationship, and then finally, if the abuser had threatened to kill the victim.
Even under these conditions, advocates say victims often downplay the abuse, worried their loved one may get in trouble. In this case, the complaint says the victim did call 911 for help, but wouldn't tell dispatch her boyfriend's name. And when police came the first time, she told them she was fine and didn't need their help.
They want the abuse to stop, but they don't necessarily want that person to be harmed.
Artika Roller at Cornerstone Advocacy Services says victims often blame themselves, but high-profile cases like this should show them that abuse can happen to anyone, and it's not their fault.
It just shows that violence happens in relationships no matter the social economics of individuals. It just shows that this is a problem that plagues our society and our community.
Advocates say abuse often escalates over time. Before the abuse turns violent, there are clear warning signs to watch out for.
It might be that your partner starts to isolate you from the people that you have relationships with. They might start blaming you for mistakes that they're making.
Friends and family members should also keep an eye out for warning signs because victims may be too scared to ask for help.
As much as possible, just reaching out to people you're concerned about because they might be really isolated and they might feel afraid of what's happening in their relationship.
You may have noticed that in this story, we featured 3 different domestic abuse organizations here in the Twin Cities. We did that for a reason, to show you the resources and support that is out there for victims. We're going to post some links and some phone numbers on our website, just in case you or someone you know is being abused and if you need some help.
And Gordon, next steps in this case, case goes through the court process, I assume?
Yes, it's currently in the process.
All right, thanks so much, Gordon. We appreciate it.